up, y'all? Knight's Edge here again. Got another little quick video for you. Well, not a quick video, I don't think, but we'll see how it goes, I guess. I'm going to do a little stone washing today. So what I'm trying to do is take this CJRB pyrite, and I'm going to take it apart and go kind of step by step and show you how to stone wash this bad boy. I don't know if it'll come across or how good I'm going to be at a how-to video, but I give my shot at that. So the goal is in the end for it to come out with, kind of like that stone wash look, and so that's kind of tumbled, but yeah, that's kind of what we're going for on the look anyway. So let's get started. Let's go see what we need. All right, so this is what we're going to need for a good stone wash. You got your denatured alcohol there, muriatic acid, mainly any kind of acid. Muriatic, you get that from Home Depot. That's always pretty easy to find there. Hydrogen peroxide. All right, you gotta have the hydrogen peroxide. Measuring cup. You can use a bunch of different things for it. I got a quart mason jar. Little piece of this is like a piece of stainless wire. I mean, you can use like a coat hanger or something like that also. Something to hang it on. A little rod right there. That's the shell of a mechanical pencil, actually. All right, got a little bit of fingernail polish. I mean, it doesn't have to be glorious apple or whatever that is, but that is something you're definitely going to need. And some WD-40, a little container, small. This is like a little 1 gallon container, maybe it's smaller than that, but and some rocks. Yep, rocks, gravel. And I think that's pretty much it. Oh, and also your gloves, because you're messing around with the acid. Definitely want to use those latex gloves. Those are nitrile gloves, actually, I think. And of course, the knife blade itself. So here we go with the last before. That is before stone wash. And we're going to see if we can make something happen here. Take this bad boy apart. You got T8, I believe. Yeah, T8 on the pivot. Body screws. I did review this one. I covered this in the review if y'all want to check that out. But yeah, body screws are T6. So let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and go into a time lapse. All right, this is the part where you prep it. So you're pretty much got a little like an alcohol wipe here, something else. You can also use the denatured alcohol with the with like a Q-tip or something like that. But you're pretty much wiping this down clean. You want to get any oil from fingerprints or excessive fingerprints, dirt, grime, anything like that, kind of out of the area where you're going to apply the fingernail polish. Now, all right, so we got that clean. Kind of let that dry out just for a second. I mean, it's alcohol, so it's going to disappear pretty quick. Shake up the fingernail polish. Make sure you shake it up good. All right, the first thing that I would recommend, or this is pretty much the point of it, is you're going to coat the areas that make contact with anything, right? So like this little area right here where your bearings, washers go, anything that slides along, anything that interacts with the lock, little areas like that. Everything else is going to be unprotected. So everything else will be will be accessed by the stone wash, by the acid that we're going to dip it in. Alright, this stuff kind of runny, you know, sometimes just gotta also, if you've done this before, or if you've done it before, you probably don't need me to tell you, but this is also a good time to, if you've got any kind of design, you know, you can put some tape or whatever and kind of make a design in the blade itself with this, you know. I mean, if you just want to put your initials or, you know, a date or somebody else's or whatever, you know, that's a good time to do this too. And just make sure all the areas that make contact with any kind of lock or lock bar, washers, bearings, whatever, you know, anything that is essentially like a moving part, you don't want that part stone wash, you know. So just make sure you get it coated, you know, and you can be pretty liberal with the fingernail polish, you know, spread it around pretty good. But it helps if it's not, you know, you're not going for whenever you're just coating this, you're not going for like way out here, you know. So that might even be too far out. I don't know. I'm gonna leave it like that. Shoot, we'll see whenever we're done, I guess. Just I can get it off of there, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if that's too far out or not. So I have to look at the handles to be able to tell. And kind of wipe a little bit of it off there. Alright. So I'm going to let this dry. That usually takes about 20 minutes, you know, just to be sure. You know, you can, I mean, you could just set it down, but instead of doing that, I would recommend, you know, having something to kind of let it hang over the edge of something or something like that, to where it's, you know, all the areas with the fingernail polish are exposed, you know, so it kind of dries quick. So, all right, that's it. Let's go on to the next step, and we're going to time lapse instead of sitting here making you guys watch paint dry, and we'll move on to the acid. All right, now got this dried out, right? So, next step, we're gonna put our mixture in here. Go ahead and put the gloves on. Put the gloves on first, of course. All right, and rule of thumb, and I even wrote it on the acid jug itself. Remember, AA, always add acid. So the acid's gonna be the last thing that goes in there. First thing, gonna be the hydrogen peroxide. So you kind of do like a 2-to-1, 2 parts hydrogen peroxide and 1 part acid. All right, put in the hydrogen peroxide. One more of hydrogen peroxide. You can see the measures are all off of the cup now. They're kind of, over time, you know, got wiped off by the acid or hydrogen peroxide, whatever combination of the two, probably mainly the acid. All right, so, all right, got the hydrogen peroxide. Let me break out the dangerous stuff here, acid. All right, always want to add the acid slowly, minding not to have any drops or anything like, you know, splashes is what you're kind of trying to avoid with that. Let that, make sure we got it all out of there. All right, now here we've got, let me move this closer a little bit, there we go. All right, now we've got 2 parts hydrogen peroxide, which we added first, 1 part acid. So after that, we're going to take our handy dandy piece of wire here, put it through like that, and dunk it down in there. Now, depending on what blade shape you got, how big the blade is, it might you might have to kind of finagle this or put it through a different part or whatever. But this works with most blade shapes that I've found anyway, and generally most sizes. So if you look at it, that's kind of bubbling, all that. So we got the green on there, kind of coming out from the nail polish, and that's definitely to be expected. So we'll do a little time lapse here, and I'm not going to make you guys watch this this acid do its thing, but yeah, we'll skip back to after the acid's done its thing. It usually takes about 8 or 9 minutes. Usually leave it in here, let this thing soak for about 8 or 9 minutes. You know, you can kind of see what it's doing from the outside, of course. And after that will be the next step, which is pulling it out, cleaning it, stone washing it. So here we go. See you guys in the future. You kind of see the acid doing its thing there. I'll move the mic around a little bit. But yeah, you can see the acid doing its thing. It's been in there a few minutes now. Kind of takes on the hue of the polish for sure. You know, got that apple green, whatever that is, fingernail polish, kind of taking on the hue of that. So give it another couple minutes and we'll be done, but I'm going to cut to it and skip to the future. All right, so we got the acid wash done, I think. Now you can keep pulling this thing out and checking it for sure during the whole process. It doesn't hurt anything, but looking at it, it looks like it's fairly well, you know, acid wash. So I got the measuring container I filled up with just regular water. So I'm going to take this out now that it's done. I'm going to dunk it in that to get the acid off of it, kind of neutralize it and clean it, you know. All right. I'll get the acid. Ideally, you want to try to dispose of the acid as soon as you can. You can put acid in a glass container or a plastic container, but definitely don't use anything metal. I use glass. I thought glass would be pretty good. You know, I had the quart jar, and so the acid that I bought is keeping the original container. But always dispose of the acid. You know, as soon as you're done, it will create fumes that can kind of, you know, kill you. So definitely keep that in mind. All right, so got it in the water now. Kind of dilute it, get the acid off of it. We're gonna put it on a paper towel. You can see the metal coming off of the blade there. All right, it's definitely been acid washed, 100%. Kind of pat it down pretty good there. Get the water off of it. You know, let it make sure you got it dried out pretty good. Pat dry it. Depending on how long you take, you know, your mileage may vary with the color and stuff. You know, just depends on how long you have this thing soaking in the acid mixture. So we're gonna wipe it down real good. All right. The next step before you take the polish off, next step is going to be the actual stone wash part of it. So if you've got a rock tumbler, that works, you know, probably the best and with the least effort. I don't really have one that works too good, so I've got a small jug, and I put some gray gravel out of the driveway in it, and that's what the WD-40 was for. Take the WD-40, you know, spray it in there, which I already had some in there, but spray the WD-40 in there, and what you want to do now, drop it in there, right? Put this cover on it and shake it. Make sure it's sealed off, of course, first, you know, really good, because you don't want to get oil and or WD-40 all over the place and all over yourself. Now just kind of shake it. After that, oh, make sure it's sealed. After you get it sealed off, just kind of shake it, you know, tumble it in the WD-40 and the rocks. You know, I thought anyway. You might not, but all right. So, you know, put this back in the measuring cup in the water. Get all that rock debris, oil, whatever else is on there. You know, wipe it off. All right, and I'm gonna cut real quick because I'm gonna swap this out with denatured alcohol. That's what this is for, and that'll clean that paint off of there real quick. So I'll be right back. All right, swapped out the water for the denatured alcohol. I'm just gonna take this, get this fingernail polish off. It works pretty good. I'm gonna let it soak sometimes. Sometimes you don't. Depends on how long you let it dry for, I guess. But if you got something to wipe it off with, you can also get something to wipe it off with. You can also take it and wipe it like that, and that'll get it off of there pretty quick. Q-tip will work. This is a paper towel, you know. Kind of go back and forth with it. You want to make sure you get all that fingernail polish off of there, because it will mess with the action for sure. And that's the whole point of the fingernail polish, right? Is to make sure you don't mess your action up with the stone wash. Looks like we got most of it all. I take a Q-tip here. Let's see. Get a Q-tip. See if I can get the remnants of it off with a Q-tip. Once you get up in the you know, the little nooks and crannies of it, the crevices, get all that fingernail polish out, every bit that you can, you know. Every little bit that you can get out, you need to get out. And looking at that, looks like it's out for the most part. All right, I'm sweating down here in the garage. It's 98 degrees ambient temperature outside in Louisiana right now where I'm at. So yeah, definitely hot out here for sure, y'all. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Now I'm gonna cut back to me putting it back together on my normal my little mat, my little table over there, and we'll definitely get a more detailed look at this stonewash job. But as far as the stonewash process goes, that's pretty much it until you do the you do the reassembly, and then you've got it made. All right, so we'll cut back to the reassembly right now. All right, here we are back over here. We're gonna put this thing together real quick. Stonewashed it, cleaned it off, soaked it in the denatured alcohol, got everything off of there. I'm going to take and put just a little bit of, where's it at? There we go. Put a little bit of this OCD for EDC. You guys haven't seen them. Just look them all. Check them out. That's their website right there. Pretty good stuff. Just a little bit of that on the bearings. All right. Anyway, cut to this. This is how it ends up. Took me a minute to put it back together. Then after that, I realized that the phone was overheating because the mic's plugged into it, so it makes it get hot real quick. So this is the finished product right here. Beautiful stone wash, I think, anyway, on there. All right, you can leave it in the acid longer to make it darker, and you can also shake it longer with the shaker or more, aggressively to kind of get those kind of natural stone looking cuts and everything in the finish there. But yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with it. I think it's pretty good. It looks good. I think it's pretty neat having the two-tone. I might actually come back and stonewash the handles on this thing eventually, but I didn't want to do it right off the bat because I kind of wanted to see what it would look like with the two-tone stonewash and whatever that is, kind of tumbled, I guess. But I think it looks pretty good, and I'm sure there's better stone washes out there, and better videos. But I really appreciate you guys choosing this one. And my affiliate links are down below. I'll have this link down below, CGRB Pyrite. This is one in stainless, kind of like an evergreen knife. Many variations of it available. I'll have it linked down below in the description. Affiliate links help me out. I really appreciate anybody using them. I appreciate all my Patreons. Appreciate everyone subscribed to the channel. It really means a lot to me. And yeah, this is the Knight's Edge first how-to video. Hopefully it didn't turn out, you know, so bad. I don't know. Have to see the finished product. But I really appreciate you guys watching and listening to me ramble about stonewashing knives and whatnot. So that is how to stonewash a CJRB pyrite and pretty much any knife. So appreciate you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.